स्वर्ग पावे, तो साधु संग मिल जोत प्रगटावे। तिन संतन की बाछों तू, नानक की हर लोचा तू। मन मूर्ख का है बिन लाइए, पुरब लिखे का लिखया पाइए। दुख सुख प्रभ दे मरहार, अवर त्याग टूट सहज तार। जो कछ करे सोई सुख मान, भूला काहे फिरे अजान। कौन बस्त आई तेरे संग, लपट रहे हो रस लोभी पतंग। राम नाम जप हृदय माहे, नानक पत से ती कर जाए। जिस बखर को लैन तू आया, राम नाम संतन कर पाया। तज अभिमान ले हो मन मोल, राम नाम हृदय में तोल। लाद के पसंद है संग चार, और त्याग बिख्या जंजाल। तन तन कहे सब कोय, मुख उजल हर दर गए सोए। एहो व्यापार बिरला व्यापार, नानक ताकै सद बलहारै। चरण साध के तोय तोय पियो, अर्प साध को अपना जियो। साध की दूर करो स्नान, साधु पर जाइए कुर्बान। साध सेवा बड़ पागी पाइए, साध संग हर कीर्तन गाइए। अनेक विघन ते साधु राखै, हर गुण गाए अमृत रस चाखै। ओट गहे संत दर आया, सर्व सुख नानक तह पाया। मृतक को जीवालन हार, भूखे को देवत आधार। सर्व निधान जाकी दृष्टि माहे, पूर्व लिखे का लहरा पाए। सब किछ तिसका ओ करने जो, तिस बिन दूसर हुआ न हो। जब जन सदा सदा दिन रहनी, सब ते ऊच निर्मल एह करनी। कर कृपा जिसको नाम दिया, नानक सो जन निर्मल थिया। जाके मन गुर की परतीत, तिस जन आवे हर प्रभ जीत। भक्त भक्त सुनिए तेहो लोए, जाके हृदय एको होए। सच करनी सच ताकी रहत, सच हृदय सतमुख कहत। साची दृष्ट साचा आकार, सच वरतै साचा पासा। पार ब्रह्म जिन सच कर जाता, नानक सो जन सच समाता। सुनो रूप न रेख न रंग किछ, ते गुण ते प्रभ भिन्न। तिस बुझाए नानका, जिस होवै सो प्रसन्न। अष्टपदी अब नसी प्रभ मन मेरा, मानुक की तू प्रीत त्याग। तिसते परै नहीं किछ कोय, सर्व निरंतर एको सोय। आपे बीना आपे दाना, गह गंभीर गहीर सुजाना। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर गोबिंद, कृपा निधान दयाल बख्शंद। सा तेरे की चरनी पाऊं, नानक कै मन एह अनुराव। मनसा पूरन शरणा जोग, जो कर पाया सोई हो। हरन पर जाका नेत्र फोर, तिसका मंत्र न जाने हो। आनंद रूप मंगल सद जाकै, सर्व थोक सुनिए करता कै। राज में राज जोग में जोगी, तप में तपीसर ग्रस्त में भोगी। ध्याय ध्याय भगतै सुख पाए, नानक तिस पुरख का किने अंत न पाया। जाकी लीला कीमत नाहे, सगल देव हारे अवगाहे। पिता का जन्म के जाने पूत, सगल परोई अपने सूत। सुमत ज्ञान ध्यान जिंदे, जनदास नाम ते आवह से। तेह गुण में जाको परमाए, जन्म मरे फिर आवे जाए। ऊंच नीच तिसके स्थान, जैसा जनावे तैसा नाम जान। नाना रूप नाना जाके रंग, नाना पेख कर है एक रंग, नाना विद कीनो विस्तार, प्रभ अविनाशी एक अंकार। नाना चलत करे खिन माहे, पूरयो पूरन सब ठाए, नाना विद कर बनत बनाई, अपनी कीमत आपे पाई। सब कट तिसके सब तिसके ठाव, जब जब जीवै नानक हर नाम। नाम के तारे सगले जंत, नाम के तारे खंड ब्रह्मंड, नाम के तारे सिमरत वेद पुराण, नाम के तारे सुनन ज्ञान ध्यान, नाम के तारे आकाश पाताल, नाम के तारे सगल आकार। नाम के तारे पुरिया सब पवन, नाम के संग उधरे सुन श्रवण। कर कृपा जिसे अपने नाम लाए, नानक चौथे पद में सो जन गत पाए। रूप सत्य जाका सत्य स्थान, पुरख सत केवल प्रधान। करतूत सत सत जाकी वाणी, सतपुरख सब माहि समाणी। सतकर्म जाकी रचना सत, मूल सत सतयुत पत। सतकर्म निर्मल निर्मली, जिसे बुझाए तिसे सब भली। सतनाम प्रभु का सुखदाई, विश्वास सत नानक गुर ते पाई। सत वचन साधु उपदेश, सत्य जन जाके हृदय प्रवेश। सत निरत बूझै जे कोय, नाम जपत ताकी गत होय। आप सत किया सब सत, आप जाने अपनी मित गत। जिसकी शिष्ट सो करने हार, और न बूझ कर तु विचार। करते की मित न जाने किया, नानक जो तिस भावै सो वर्तिया। बिस्मन बिस्म पहे बिस्माद, जिन बुझया तिस आया स्वाद। प्रभ कै रंग राच जन रहे,
सारी उमर तेरी संग विच रोवांगी, संग विच रोवांगी। झूठी है सेज सच्ची, सेजत सोवांगी, सेजत सोवांगी। दासी कहे किरपाल जी, दीन दयाल जी। झूठा जग है सारा, सच्चा रिश्ता है तुम्हारा हमारा। सावन दातू लाल जी, किरपाल जी। सारे जगदातु वाली, आए तेरे दरबार। जी चली पर देह खाली।
Great Master used to say, his teaching, his method, the path of the masters, Sant Mat, is meant for the brave, not for the weak. You have to be a warrior. He used to use the word. You have to be a warrior to be in this path. Why did he say that? What is the need to be brave and warrior in order to meditate and find yourself? He explained that many of us cannot cope up with the pralabdha, the destiny we are born with. And we try to run away from it. We are cowards. If we cannot face what we designed as an experience of destiny, then that is not a spiritual path at all. That's escapism. The path of the Master says, you should be strong and be warriors and face your life where you have been placed in the middle. Cope up with all the ups and downs of destiny. And then in the middle of it, escape and go back to your home from this network into which you have come.
Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to today's satsang. So today is Wednesday, and today's song is by an anonymous singer. A title is Le Guru Ka Naam, meaning repeat the holy name of the Guru. Then we have a song by Beth. Title is The Greatest Love. Then Michael will give his talk. Then we have Vishesh ji, and today's topic is Anurag Sagar. Then we'll have a short dhyan session of 5 minutes. Later we'll play Master's YouTube video, and then we'll do group meditation with love and devotion. So thank you so much. I'll also read the translation of the song by the anonymous singer. Repeat the holy name of the Guru, brother. This is our only support. Repeat the holy name of the Guru. He is the protector of the universe. Repeat the holy name of the Guru. With what words can I praise this giver of the needy and humble? He is the truly compassionate one. His grace provides for the needy and sad ones. He is lightened the karmic load of millions. He is the protector of the universe. Repeat the holy name of the Guru. What can you depend on in this life? Always remember the Guru. Why do you hesitate? Do not miss out on this race, this rare opportunity of a lifetime. Hand over the paddle of your boat to him, who will lead you to the shore. He is the protector of the universe. Repeat the holy name of the Guru. Nothing belongs to you and nothing will go with you. Keep your steadfast attention on the Guru. The body is impermanent, and everything is an illusion. Recognize the true Guru. Dear ignorant one, dear ignorant one, why have you forgotten the true permanent one? He is the protector of the universe. Repeat the holy name of the Guru. Repeat the holy name of the Guru. Thank you. Michael, please play the Shabad now.
ले गुरु का नाम, ले गुरु का नाम, बंदे यही तो सहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम, ले गुरु का नाम, बंदे यही तो सहारा है। ये जग का पालनहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम, ले गुरु का नाम। तारीफ क्या करूं इस दीन दाता की दयालु नाम है हो। तारीफ क्या करूं इस दीन दाता की दयालु नाम है हो। दीन दुखियों के दामन को भर देना गुरु का काम है हो। लाखों की तकदीर को इस मालिक ने संवारा है। लाखों की तकदीर को इस मालिक ने संवारा है। ये जग का पालनहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम बंदे यही तो सहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम। क्या भरोसा है इस जिंदगानी का गुरु को याद कर हो। क्या सोचता है अनमोल जीवन को न तू बर्बाद कर हो। सौंप दे पटवार फिर तो पास में किनारा है। सौंप दे पटवार फिर तो पास में किनारा है। ये जग का पालनहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम बंदे यही तो सहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम। कौन है तेरा क्या साथ जाएगा गुरु का ध्यान कर हो। कौन है तेरा क्या साथ जाएगा गुरु का ध्यान कर हो। व्यर्थ है काया धोखे की है माया गुरु से पहचान कर हो। बनवारी नादान तूने गुरु को क्यों विसारा है। बनवारी नादान तूने गुरु को क्यों विसारा है। ये जग का पालनहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम बंदे यही तो सहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम बंदे यही तो सहारा है। ये जग का पालनहारा है। ले गुरु का नाम। थैंक यू।
The greatest love in all the world is right inside of you, and it will give you all you need. If you open up your mind and allow yourself to find the greatest love in all the world will come to you. We can spend our whole lives searching wide with open greatest love in all the world is right inside of us, and it will give us all we need if we open up our minds and allow ourselves to find the greatest love in all the world will come to us.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our holy satsang, where we all meet to repeat the name of the Guru, just like Anonymous was singing. Repeat the name of the Guru. This is the purpose of our meeting here every day, to glorify, to praise, to repeat the name of our perfect master and get his blessings. Anonymous, your voice, I don't know if this is a third, I know we have two Anonymouses, but this Anonymous was like a little bit different. I don't know if there is a third one now, but your voice was so melodious, was so soothing. I was meditating on the love in your voice. Thank you so much. And Beth, we love you. Thank you. Thank you, Beth and Anonymous, for your beautiful, beautiful seva for our holy master, that we are glorifying him. And that is the way. That is the way to salvation. That is the way to our eternal home, is that every day we wake up glorifying our master, we repeat his name, and we sleep, and in the middle of the day we glorify him, and before we sleep we glorify him. Even in our dreams we start to glorify our holy master. This is the way of love and devotion. This is what takes us home. We are so lucky to have met Father God in the human form, that he has appeared in our life. Once God appears in our life, in the life of any person in this world, even if that person just took one glimpse of Father God in the human form, even if he just took, my master used to say, even if he just like glimpsed his back or his hair or his beard, and that's it, that's it, that person will be blessed forever, for eternity, and their journey towards their true home starts, and they have nothing to worry about. So imagine us, we didn't even have a glimpse of Master, but we spent time with him, we talked to him, he hugged us, he touched us, he put his hand on our head, he knows our name, he just embraced us and told us, I will be with you forever. I will be with you forever. That we are really, we have nothing to worry about. Just like my the also in the darshan of Ishwar Puri ji, he said that we have to be brave. We have to be brave and face our destiny karma, whatever it is, the ups and downs, the joys, the pleasures, and the pain that come to us is also, everything is preordained by Father God. Everything is preordained in our destiny. Whatever comes to us as a payment of our accounts, settling of our accounts, either good or bad, we have to accept it. And in the meantime, he said, we can also come up here and go back home. While we are here in our destiny, as I said yesterday, there is the secret door that we can go through our destiny and also get in touch with that light, with that holy light and the holy sound of Master that he gave us in the form of the holy light, the holy sound, and the Shabd, the Nod, the word God. He gave us that gift. And then when that gift is with us, no matter at what level that gift has been given to us, some people plug their ear and the sound is just at a low level. You know, it's just not, they're not hearing the flute and the bells and the vina and the bagpipes, you know, but still the blessing is coming. The blessing is coming. As there was one person who came to Baba Sawan Singh and he said, I've been meditating for years and I hear nothing. And then Baba Sawan Singh said, okay, leave it. Okay, leave it. And then that person said, no, 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 no. I can't leave it. I can't leave it. Why can't we leave it? Because there is something beautiful that is coming. There is some blessing coming to us from Master. Whether we hear, whether we don't hear, whether we see or whether we don't see, it is all His grace. It is all His will. The only thing is that we have to accept whatever He's giving us, to surrender to His will and just grow in Him slowly, slowly, slowly. As you guys know, there is one of our brothers, our dear brothers. His name is Akash Maharaj. He has been sharing yummy, beautiful writings of about his meetings with Ishwar Ji. That really like to read those. I hope they are on Facebook, on both of our groups, and they're in the Telegram worldwide group. He shared them there. If you read them, they are just really, you can fly on his writing. This is it will just open up the flame. It will ignite the flame of love when you read his beautiful writings. What a great gift that he has. And one of my other brothers, he wrote me that he read something from Akash, but he didn't understand. And he said, "Hello, brother. I read this today on Facebook. It's from a post by Akash Maharaj at Ishwar Puri Ji group. I am not able to understand its true meaning. Could you please talk about this at daily satsang?" Okay, I will talk about it. And then this is what Akash wrote. Ishwar Ji says, we think life is set, that everything will happen as it is supposed to. But when we are eternally transformed by love, the outer circumstances change. Everything happens at the right time for us. When we are in touch with our own self, our totality, the very core of our being is controlling not only what is happening to us inside, but controlling what is happening outside. When you are in touch with your own soul, God is taking care of everything inside and outside. So this paragraph was not fully understood by one of my brothers. And the question is self. And we need to know what is self, what is soul, or jyoti, or inner flame burning without base. So when we are able to see within, or to be in touch with it within, then we do not know outside and inside. Only we enjoy the light or the jyoti or flame only. That means everything changes itself without our efforts. Now the question is how to be in touch with the light, the inner light, the jyoti within. That is what the saints prescribe, to do constant simran, daily fixed time for meditation, and Master's grace. Everything happens with Master's grace, and everything is predestined. It is all predestined to be in the shelter of the Guru and gain inner bliss. So, those who got the company of PLM and are initiated should follow the teaching of the Guru and devote as much time in meditation daily to get connection with self or soul, which sitting here at the seat between in the middle of the head, so between the two eyebrows. So with enlightenment is predestined and preordained. It is written in our destiny when it will happen. So we have to surrender to that time. We cannot push it to happen before its time. So we surrender in Master's grace. We do our constant Simran and we do our daily meditation. And at some time, we will see that inner light, that Jyoti. We will get to know ourselves. And when we will start to enjoy the inner bliss that comes with it, we will be always intoxicated and we don't even know if we are inside or we are outside. That is what the saints teach. That is what all the saints and masters teach. Then there is another thing, and it says everything happens at the right time for us when we are in touch with our own self, our totality, the very core of our own being. Remember the story I told you about a week ago, that how my car, the transmission failed in that car, and at 72,000, and just a week or two before, somebody sued the company that makes my car, and then they increased the warranty to 80,000. So everything happened at the right time. It was arranged from inside that my transmission went broke at 72. Well, it's still under the warranty that has because of the lawsuit. So grace like that, what happens is grace starts to fill our life. That our inside grace, that holy light, that holy sound, the master inside arranges everything for us in the outside to really burn our karmas and to lighten the burden of our karmas. So we start to live in grace. We start to live in grace. I also told you another story that happened to me a few years ago, that I didn't have like money to buy my house, and banks at that time would not give me loans because of the job I had. And then what happened is that I got a job as an accountant, and then I got a loan. And then at that time also the market crashed. The market totally crashed, the bubble, and the house became half price, and I could afford it. So there is like grace that happens that our life changes from inside and it reflects outside. When we are blessed, when we are a blessed soul, then our inner life will reflect all the blessings that we get inside, will reflect on the outside. When we become rich in God, then Master can use some of our richness from inside to pay off our karma from the outside. So a big accident can become only a dream. And according to how much love, how much devotion, and how much inner treasures we have collected. If we have collected so much inner treasure by our daily meditation, satsang, simran, seva, and everything that the master has prescribed, and we become a billionaire inside, then whatever has to be settled here, whatever has to be settled here with the negative power, as it will not let us leave this realm until all our accounts are settled, can be paid by that treasure that we have gained inside. By that treasure, master can use some of it, a little of it, to pay, as that treasure is a very, very high value. That treasure is not like the currency of this world that is always deflated because of inflation. That currency, the currency of God and the kingdom of God, can, with little meditation, can burn off a lot of karma. So this is the path of blessings. This is the path of blessings in the beginning. In the beginning, when we first get initiated, when we first get initiated, then we have to cross the regions of darkness. So the blessings are not the same. What I used to like experience in the beginning, when I was 23 years ago, when I started this journey, and I had a lot of darkness that had to be cleared out, then the blessings were not like now. Were not like now. That all the meditation, all the seva, and that was coming to really clean out that big loads, the big loads of karma. So our soul in the beginning has to put a lot of effort, and that is meditation and good abiding with the commandments of the master. And like brother Prempal said, there is the tariqah, which is the way that the master give us, which is keep your diary, do the simran, do the meditation, no meat, no alcohol, all these things, the way. the way, and we concentrate on the way, and we put a lot of effort of meditation. But then at some point we cross the regions of darkness, and then the inner master manifests himself in us. We start to see the form of the master and his light, and then the effort becomes effortless, as then it becomes the job of the master. He pulls us and he takes care of the rest of the journey. We have nothing to worry about. We just relax in his boat and let him do everything. And then he will arrange the outside, he will arrange the inside, and everything will be blessed according to his will, that nothing will happen to us unless it is first. The negative power cannot touch us without the permission of our guru. It cannot do anything to us without the permission of our guru. If he allows any pain to come to us from the negative power, he allows it. He allows it. The negative power cannot come to us directly. First, it has to go to our guru, get permission from our guru, and then settle out the karmic burdens. So this is what I wanted to. I could answer my brother who asked this question. And of course, we have Dr. Chand, we have Prempal, we have Rohit, and Vishesh, and all our speakers. They could also help answer this question. So today I wanted to read to you a story from Guru Nanak, to get his blessing, as he is our origin. And before I read the story, I was thinking, instead of you looking at me, why don't you look at Master and get the blessings from his fork? Lick the nectar of his fork while I read the story. Okay? Cool. I hope you can hear me. Okay, so this story, I'll just read one story, and then when I read the story, then there's also inner meanings in the story, and we can see what's hidden in the story. Going on his way at the shore of the ocean, Guru Nanak went to a village. The people of that village served Guru Nanak lovingly. When like this 6 months were gone, Guru Nanak was ready to sit in the village. The people said, Guruji, now we have to go from the village. All the carts and vehicles were loaded with their luggage. They told Guruji they would go to some other place. Guru Nanak said, why are you living? You are living here happily. Why are you going from here? What suffering you have? The people said, Guruji, we have trouble here. When the 6 months pass, this ocean washes away the village. Then we come back here after 6 months and build our houses again and start living for the next 6 months. Guru Nanak said, if the ocean does not wash away your houses, then will you be the true disciples of the Guru? The people said, we will be true disciples. We recite the name of Guru, Guru. We will remain your slaves for good if this trouble goes away. Guruji said, friends, this time you go and I am sitting here. When you come back, you see if your houses remain safe, then you come back and live in your houses and attain the teachings of the Guru and become the true disciples. Hearing this, the people left that place and Guru Nanak remained sitting there. When with the order of Parmeshwar God, the time came, the ocean began to raise the waves high and came close to wash away their houses. Guru Nanak made his foot touch the waves. The ocean, after having the touch of Guru Nanak's lotus feet, went back to its own place and became calm. Because of Guru Nanak's grace, their houses were not washed away by the ocean. With his grace, all the houses remained as they were. When the hour of trouble was gone, the people came back When they saw their houses in the same condition, they remained standing peacefully. And Guru Nanak Ji also was sitting there. And they came into their own houses. They gathered and said, "This saint is full of divine skills, and let us all go in his refuge." So the people came with the offerings for Guru Nanak and to become his disciples. They bowed their heads at his lotus feet of Guru Nanak and began to say, "Guruji, give us refuge at your feet and give us the holy water after washing your feet." Guru Nanak washed his feet and gave the holy water to them and gave them initiation and the teachings. They began to recite Guru Guru Sadguru Guru Nanak, put his graceful sight on them, and said, "Friends, build a rest house for the saints and always sing the holy songs in praise of God. Serve the saints with true devotion. Feed the poor." Giving his teachings, Guru Nanak went to his next way. All the villages who came across him on the shore of the ocean praised Guru Nanak, and he made everyone the devotee of Kartar, God. He stayed for a long time in the villages on the seashore and blessed them. Then he left for another place. So this is the story. And what is the meaning of the story? This is also like what we talked about before, that Guru Nanak gave his blessings, gave his, the blessings of God, gave the blessings of his master to those people, and and then their destiny changed. As the master can change destinies, they can change everything. They have that power. They have that power to lighten the karma. Just as they lightened the karma of those people, they did not have to rebuild their houses again. With their love and devotion to the Master and their faith in Him, then the ocean cannot touch them. As also, as I said before, that all the powers of the air, the water, the fire, and the earth cannot touch a lover of God before getting permission from his Master. And the same thing, that ocean was ordered not to wash their places, and they were blessed.
Existence in which consciousness operates, and all causes are taking place there, all karma is created there, all those DVDs have been recorded and placed there, all possible CDs are there of your life form which you come and play out here, all destinies are there, completely made up, ready to go. So all that stuff is there, and yet all these three regions, which are the regions of creation, that's what we call creation, because creation in our understanding is creation in time and space. And therefore, above that is the creative power, the individuated power of the soul, which is pure consciousness, and the totality of this consciousness, which is only one. There's no individuation. It is like that example I gave of a drop of the ocean and the ocean, the relationship, which I said to you earlier, it bothered me as a child. It bothered me when they told me That go on the spiritual path, and you know what will happen? You are a soul, a drop of the ocean, separated from the ocean for millions of years, longing to go back and merge in the ocean. And one day, through the help of a perfect living master, the drop will go and travel back to the ocean and get merged. I said, is that the spiritual path? Yeah, that's what it is. The drop will merge in the ocean. I said, that's terrible. I am a drop now. I am very happy to be a drop. If I get merged in the ocean, I die. What happens to me? Where is the big deal? And one drop of ocean is not going to make any difference to the ocean. Will the ocean gain anything? One more drop coming in? This is not a win-win situation, it's a lose-lose situation. I lose my identity as a drop, and the ocean gets nothing. Is this the spiritual path? I don't like it. But then the mistake was realized later on, when it was explained to me that although I was a drop of the ocean, I never left the ocean. I was still in the ocean. And the drop became a drop because of contraction of awareness of the ocean. That the ocean began to think it was a drop. And when the drop began to realize it was not a drop, it expanded to be the ocean. It was an expansion of awareness. Then it made sense to me. So the individuated soul never left the totality. It just changed its awareness to individuation. And that's a cover, first cover. So first cover is individuation, second cover is the mind, third cover is the sensory body, fourth cover is the physical body. And we go to totality, the fifth region. And then we know what our true home is, where we belong. That's where we belong, that's where we are, that's from where this whole show started. And the perfect living masters are able to show us this while we are still in a human body, in this human life. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to die and wait. One day we'll go to heaven and then we'll go somewhere else. You can see all these stages and go through all these stages while you're still alive and you're still here. So these 5 levels that I'm talking to you of consciousness, they are the 5 big worlds that exist, coexist side by side. And each is hidden under the other. Each is covered and created by the cover upon the other. And they all work together. It's not that there's such kind somewhere sitting else, we have come away somewhere else, now we have to travel back there. It's all sitting inside us. Now when we look at this physical body today and say, yes, it's a very complex physical system. Sensory systems are even more remarkable, that can give you perception and create reality. The mental system is so much stronger that it can give you new concept thoughts and make you like God. The mind makes new concepts, creates new things. It's a creation, the power of creation. The mind has power of creation. And this is like God. And this is all functioning in the 3 mental regions inside us. And then we discover we are the consciousness that powers all these. They can't function without it. And then we find that the one that powers all these has never left its own totality, which also lies inside. What kind of dimension is this? That the bigger the thing is, the smaller the place it occupies in the physical body. That this physical body itself is containing in a very small shape, in a very small structure of its physical body. And in this physical body, a lot of space is wasted away in running the body to the energy centers. A little space is given for all the rest to be hidden. All these levels of consciousness I'm talking to you about are hidden in a small section behind the eyes to the top of the head. It's all lying here. It's compacted. The entire creator, creation, ways of creation, possibilities of creation are compacted and put into the head behind the eyes. This is much bigger than any miracle that one can think of. It's so miraculous that all this vastness I'm talking of, all this great experience that I'm talking of, which can be attained by just dying while living in different levels of bodies, is all compacted and is sitting right now inside our head, behind the eyes. It's not to be found anywhere outside. It doesn't exist anywhere outside. Nobody has ever found it outside. In the history of mankind, nobody ever discovered the reality of the self outside. It is always inside. And yet, what do? We run around all over outside to look for things. I would even say we come to these conferences, we make notes, we write things, we read books, we go home to libraries, we study so much, all outside. And we carry the source of all knowledge with us when we're running around everywhere. People run to temples, people run to places of worship, they go to churches, they go all over. Running all over, we are going to the place where God lives. And God is living right where they're running around with their body. God is living right in their own head. God is living in the physical body. So therefore, the perfect living masters come and tell us that remember, this is not a one-step creation. It is not a creation that the Creator said, let there be a physical world, and it became into being. It is a successive levels of creation that the creative powers, the totality of consciousness, the ultimate Creator, ultimate God, the ultimate one who is responsible for all the show, became individuated, first step. And then there were trillions and trillions of souls within one. And they danced and they joyed and had bliss and they had all kinds of character. In the Sachkhand, in true home, while there is all totality, there is also many. One and many are both living together. The one becomes many, many become one, and it's a flip-flop all the time. In that flip-flop, different things are being created, which they call qualities, like passion. They're not concepts like triangles and squares. These are qualities like passion, like patience, like things like that. Those are being created. In Anurag Saga, they list 16 of these that are being created right there. Sometimes they call the first 16 sons of God. There's some stories that describe like that. But the point is that some of these qualities that consciousness can use later on in experiencing other worlds are being created right there. Intuition, created there. Love, created there. Love is the basis in which the one and the many are coexisting. And love then continues to travel, intuition continues to travel, and some of these qualities keep on traveling into the causal region. And in the causal region, joining the mind, they create all mental concepts using those qualities. And then in the astral region, they actually solidify into ideas which can be put into physical shapes. And we come into the physical world and make all these into physical shapes, including our own physical bodies. It's quite a game, and quite a well-structured game. Now you will notice from all this that the building block of all experiences and creation is consciousness. The building block is this power of consciousness. What is consciousness then? Let's understand, if consciousness starts from here, makes this body alive and is part of life itself, and goes on to every level. If consciousness makes the astral plane alive, if consciousness makes the causal plane alive, if consciousness makes our spiritual self alive, if consciousness is the totality of the Creator, what is consciousness? Is it just a power? What is it? Is it just the means of gaining awareness? Is consciousness and awareness the same thing? Can the power of awareness also make things to be aware of? How can it be creative power if it is only awareness? It has to be a lot more. So consciousness is an ability to create anything that you can be conscious of. It's a power of creation. It's very difficult to define it. There has never been any real word to describe what true consciousness is. We all got different definitions, all lacking in their true meaning. The true meaning includes a creative power that creates and experiences at the same time. That consciousness does not merely become conscious of something. It creates something to be conscious of and immediately becomes conscious of what is created. It's a creative power of a very high order and permeates every region and permeates everything that has ever come into existence. Therefore, how shall we describe it? People have had no word for this. And therefore, for lack of a word, some people have called it the Word. Have you heard of it? In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with God. And the Word was God. How will you define it? What better definition? The Rig Veda, out of the 4 Vedas, says, in the beginning was the Nad, the eternal audible sound. And the sound was with the Creator. And the sound was the Creator of all things. It's almost a translation into Sanskrit of John's Gospel. Or John's Gospel came much later, the translation into Hebrew. The point is that since there is no real word to describe it, these expressions have been used. Word, sound, audible sound, sound current. Why should they say sound current? Why not light current? Why not say eternal light? That consciousness is eternal light, because we talk of light all the time at different levels, including the light of the soul. Why not call it light? We call it sound and not light, because although this word, this creative power, this consciousness is flowing all the way down, right where we are sitting here, at this stage in the physical body, it's easier to hear the sound than to see the light. Therefore, it's easier to call it by a word that means audible rather than seeable. So therefore, we don't call it light. We call it word. We call it shabad. We call it nad. And then that leads to another very divine secret, that if this is true, that consciousness, because we call it a word or a sound, and if it originates in a state in which can be heard, whether heard here or heard anywhere else, if consciousness and sound can be correlated in some way, then the best way to attain the highest form of consciousness, to ascend all these stages, would be to develop the listening capacity for the word, how to listen to the sound. And that means the secret, now we found out, that the secret of good meditation would not be to concentrate your attention and try hard to go to the center of your being, every level, and go to your eternal lighted structure, lighted soul. The easier way would be listen to the sound. Which sound? Sound of your consciousness. Can it be heard? Sure, it can be heard exactly at the same place we are trying to concentrate our attention. That's the beauty of it. That whereas we say, put your attention behind the eyes at the center of the head, that's exactly where the sound can be heard. There's no other place. So therefore, the two get interconnected. But what is the special advantage in trying to put your attention there or listening to the sound? The special advantage of listening to the sound is that if the sound is heard, it pulls you. If you're trying to go there, you're pushing yourself. It's the difference between if the car that is front wheel and rear wheeled. You've seen the rear wheel car pushes the car. Front wheel car pulls the car. You know the difference. And when you're stuck in snow, it's better to have a front wheel. And when we are stuck on our karma, it's better to have a front wheel. The front wheel is the sound. The rear wheel is Simran, putting all your attention, concentrating there with your effort behind the eyes. Both are available. It's not that you have to confine yourself to one method. Which method is better? It appears that pulling it out of the snow is better than pushing it through. And therefore, the sound is a more superior method. The perfect living masters have said that the pull of the sound is the best method. And they say particularly at a time of the Iron Age, Kali Yuga, in which we are going through, the pull of the sound current would be the best method. Therefore, they have recommended that if you want to unite yourself to your totality, if you want to have your supreme yoga means union with your true self, then follow the union, put your attention on the sound. Put your surat means attention, on the Shabd. Shabd means the sound. Surt, Shabd, Yoga. That's how they describe it. They describe that the yoga where the attention can be placed on the sound and can pull you to your union, to your totality, is the best for these days, for this age. I agree with these remarks, that it is true. At this time, the distractions being so many, if you try to break each distraction and try to pull yourself together with your own effort, it's a very long and difficult process. If you can be pulled by a sound that already exists inside you and is pulling, that's a better way. There's one catch. The catch is that we can repeat words when we like, we can try experimentation with meditation when we like, but we can't hear the sound till we are there. So therefore, there has to be combination of the two things. At least we have to use our effort. We have to use other means to reach the point where we can hear the sound. If we can reach that point, forget everything. We need nothing else except hearing the sound. So that is why these perfect living masters have simplified, modified and simplified all yoga. And they said, you want the highest yoga and want to go to the highest place that's possible in meditation. Follow the Surt Shabd Yoga. Put your attention on the sound. And before you can do that, follow a simple method of gathering your attention as much as you can behind the eyes at the point where the sound can be heard. They simplified it. How do you gather your attention? By stopping the mind from running out. When you try to meditate, you will notice that the mind runs everywhere. The mind doesn't stay here. The mind thinks of one thing after another. You try to use any kind of meditation, the mind is running away. So they say that put the mind to work. Put the mind to repeat words which have no connotation outside of itself. Put the mind to repeat strange language mantras. If you don't know Sanskrit, use Sanskrit mantras. If you don't know German, use German mantras. If you don't know a language, use that language. And if you know a language, think of the soul inside. Think of something inside. Use those words. Think of the light inside. Use those words. And so that when you repeat those words, you don't think of something outside, which is what you're trying to stop. Therefore, the repetition of a mantra, a repetition of words that can lead you to stop thinking of outside things, but only to think of the repetition which you're making. That would be a good step. And that's the first good step to come and concentrate your attention behind the eyes to the point where the sound can be heard. Once the sound can be heard, forget all mantras. Throw the beads away. Just use the sound and get latched onto the sound, because the sound will then pull you. Why will the sound pull you? Because the sound is not originating outside. It's coming from inside. It has no connection with any sound outside. When you start hearing that sound inside, it is so beautiful, melodious. It's a melodious kind of sound. It's like sound of various kinds. Like music is being played and there is music behind the music. You can hear one instrument nearby, one behind it. The bells are ringing and little bells are ringing in front, and the big bells is giving its peals behind it, and behind it another kind of a long sound is going on. And all you can see, the one is more distant than the other. It has no connection with these ears. Because while you're listening to this sound, if you drop a pin, you can hear the pin drop and still hear the sound. There's no interference at all. It does not interfere with your outside hearing at all. It has nothing to do with outside sound. Some people have asked me, would it be useful if we create good music, good meditational music outside to help us? And I said, no. Good. No matter how meditational the music might be outside, still drawing you outside. It will not let you have the inner sound. When the inner sound comes, you have to withdraw from all outside influences inside. People even say, close your eyes, close your ears, wrap up your head, go into a cave if necessary. And we don't have caves here, but we can have a small dark room and make it a cave. People in the old days used to go into caves. An American disciple of great master, Dr. Julian Johnson, When he went to meditate, he saw the Indian yogis meditating in the cave. He said, I want to meditate in a cave. He asked Great Master, can I have a cave? He said, well, the best cave is already on your head. You want another one? He says, no, but these yogis are doing it. Okay, go and dig in the riverbed. So he went and dug a cave on the bluff of the river Byas. And there he made a nice one and he put a little door in front to just block it. And he would meditate for a long time in that. And later on, when he became a friend of mine, he was much older. We used to walk together to the cave. Even after he died, I still meditated in his cave. It came to be known as Johnson's cave. So the cave was only to shut off outside light, outside experiences, outside sounds, so that we can very clearly hear the inside sound. And when one has done so much meditation in one place, the vibrational effect of that meditator still stays there. So we could enter the cave and could hear the sound very loudly. So it was very easy to meditate in that cave. But then people began to worship the cave. They came, oh, this cave, God lives in this cave. So then they had to close down the cave and shut it down. That people start looking at outside things just because they were of help to somebody, and they start worshipping it, so they shut it down. No cave, now we have to sit in this cave on our head. But the point is that if you are able to withdraw your attention by the process of repetition of mantra called Simran, if you can use enough Simran, Simran is merely a device to prevent the mind from thinking of anything else. By making the mind repeat those words, you're just blocking it from thinking of other things. That's all that's required. If you start doing your mantra with your tongue, and you keep on repeating the tongue, and the mind keeps on thinking of other things, that's not Simran at all. In fact, one mystic poet, Kabir says in Hindi, you understand Hindi, Mala to kar mein phire, kar means hand. Mala to kar mein phire, jeeb phire mukh mai, manwa to chahun desh phire, ye to simran nahi. Kabir says, if the beads are moving in your hand, of the rosary, the beads are moving in your hand, and the tongue is repeating the word of God, and your mind is running around all over, this is no prayer at all. This is no meditation at all. Meditation is when you make the mind repeat those words, not your tongue and not your hands have no role in it. The role of good meditation is make the mind repeat those words so it can't think of something else. That's the whole purpose. There's no more purpose. You repeat those words in your head so that the mind cannot run around. It just concentrates on those words. By concentrating on the words, the attention is drawn to where you are concentrating your word. The mind is functioning at the third eye center behind the eyes. Your attention is pulled there and a sound can be heard. It is not a sound planted by somebody. It's a natural sound of consciousness existing in every human being. We all have it. We are endowed with it by the Creator. It's a gift given by the Creator to all of us. There's no special category of people who have it. We all have it. And we have all equal access. Depending upon how distracted we are, how our mind is distracted, we have difficulty in going there. But otherwise, we all have it. So if we are able to practice the repetition of words till we get to that point, and we listen to the sound and are pulled in, we can be pulled in very quickly through the different stages behind the eyes where we are trying to concentrate. And when we reach the center of the head in pulling the attention and are unconscious of what is in front of us, inside the head or outside, we get to see the radiant form of the Master whose physical form told us what to do. That's the real Master. He was always there after initiation. That's exactly what he does. A perfect living Master, when he initiates us, places himself right there, so that he then waits for us. He says, I am waiting at the airport, got the flight tickets in my hand. We'll fly from there. And that's the point of takeoff. Therefore, our journey is very limited. Our journey is to pull our attention from this world, pull our attention from this body, and go behind the eyes up to the point where the Master awaits us. We see the radiant form of the Master. Because our attention is moving slowly, up and down, it looks to us in the beginning like the Master comes and goes. That is, if he recedes, we see from a distance, he comes, he goes. The Master does not move. The Master is right there all the time. Our attention moves. Our attention is not steady enough. It takes a little while to put your attention where the Master can be seen continuously, steadily, in which case you speak to the Master. He speaks just like he spoke in the physical form. And then you have a permanent companionship, permanent friendship forever. All the journey, right up to the highest levels I have been talking of, is in the company of the Master. You are guided by somebody who goes there regularly. You are guided by somebody who is totally familiar with every one of these stages. And therefore, you are not left in darkness to search for yourself. Where am I going? Am I going to hell or heaven? You are going in the hands of somebody who has already been there all the time and very familiar with the route. And therefore, you are in very safe hands. That's the only way to go. I would not recommend, from my own experience, I would not recommend to people just to start flying out in the astral plane wildly, randomly. You can land up in places which you won't like. Let's try today meditation behind the eyes with love and devotion, where you visualize your beloved and you express your love to the beloved in the best way you can and see the results of it. Please assume that your body is your house and you are sitting on the 6th floor of that house behind the eyes. First, establish yourself in the meditation chamber behind the eyes, then visualize your beloved, then start any kind of meditation you want, including Simran, listening to the sound, or conversation with the Master.